I guess.
Good catch, Jordan.
It is.
I mean, we'd have like entire like last half of this like this last 2 hours of the game. Well, I wasn't recording that, so YouTube doesn't get to hear it.
Well, I might have noticed. I was distracted from the sudden interruption. Yeah, Theo boards the elevator after putting away his crazy spider device.
Marcus will follow.
David's actually intentionally keeping on edge. He doesn't want to feel comfortable and relaxed with what's happening.
Right.
Joseph will double-check the stairs before stepping in.
Doesn't look like anything's come down here after you.
How's my auspice working?
It's your discipline.
How much heebie-jeebies am I feeling?
You can control how much heebie-jeebies your character is feeling. Character's had some crazy shit happen to him, Marcus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just saying, if there's like, it does have that slight precognition thing.
Oh, I know. I know your abilities. I've had like 15, 16 weeks to stare at your character sheets.
Stare harder.
You definitely did have a dream about the snowman creature, and then you ended up alone in a bar anyway.
I never said Marcus smart.
In fact, you've said quite the opposite on a few occasions. Haven't you?
Alright. The five of you end up gathering into this death box known as an elevator. Closes, and it begins its slow and laborious descent. This will be David's first time, so, true to the descriptions and the things you've been telling, they've been telling you, as, the elevator descends, there is that uneasy feeling, the smell of the grave, of freshly turned earth, of some, oppressive presence or, malignant aura here, some sort of malevolent stain in the ground in an elevator. And the elevator is slow. You're about at it for 2.5 minutes, and Theo looks over you guys and says, "Does it normally take this long?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is my first time here.
And then the elevator stops. The power goes down. Pitch black now.
I did say I'd prefer to have repelled.
And Theo says, "Well, gotta get your chance. I'm not sure what sort of safety codes this damn thing was designed for, but there's gonna be an access point where we can get the fuck out of here. And then go down the rest of the way. Hopefully we're not that far from the bottom."
David will start looking around for a panel that he can take off.
No need to roll for that. There's definitely a panel up there at the top of the elevator.
Alright, then he hauls himself out and surveys the situation.
You got 50 feet, it seems, before reaching the bottom of the shaft. It's pretty narrow, but there's enough room to maneuver that you folks could ease yourselves down, although it might end up being a situation where you might have to go individually.
Alright, everyone come on up. Yeah, it looks like there's enough space for us to get down, but we should probably go one by one. Get ready to fall. Get ready to catch anyone in case they fall.
Byron did bring 50 feet of rope, so
Yep. Into the whole process. Theo looks down, sort of surveying the scene, and he says, "I tell you what, I'll go first." Theo then jumps, sort of leaps down from the top of the elevator, and his body sort of blurs a bit as he bounces between the wall, does an acrobatic flip with the bag, lands down at the bottom of the shaft. Throw down the rope, Byron.
All right, Byron will tie the end to the cable, and he'll toss the other end down.
Now, Theo gives a wry smile, which can be seen by all of you, since you have various means of seeing in the dark. David, if you fall, I will catch you.
If I fall, please do. Alright, and then David's going to, let's see, what would be the roll to climb down?
Go ahead and take you got some rope support there. It's gonna be, give me a, see here, a prolonged dexterity plus athletics at difficulty 6. We're looking for 3 successes.
In that case, I think that now's a pretty good time to spend 2 points of blood and boost dexterity up to 6.
Okay.
And let's see, I think I have celerity 1. Yeah. Boom.
That is definitely more than 3 successes. David easily repels himself down. Standing with Theo Bell at the bottom of the shaft, of course, there's the closed elevator door there, but other than that, close the different safely.
Okay, you two next. Marcus says to Joseph and Byron.
Byron will shrug. He will actually put 3 points into Dex, and he will make the roll.
That is a failure.
Fantastic. At least I added the points, or it would have been a botch. All right.
Let me take a look here at falling.
So wait, you only have 2 decks to start with?
Yeah, I have 2 decks.
Falling. Even vampires can suffer great damage from falling significant distance. The storyteller rolls 1 die of bashing damage for every 10 feet, so 5 dice, that your character falls before hitting something solid. Falling damage may be soaked normally. Okay, let me go ahead and roll 5d10 here. That is potentially, since the damage rolls can't botch, 2 potential bashing damage. And go ahead and soak normally.
Fortitude applies, right?
Yeah. Fortitude applies to both bashing, legal, and aggravated.
Yeah, I was just making sure there wasn't some sort of exception for falling that I forgot. Yeah, and so then it's just a stamina roll, right?
Yep, stamina plus fortitude, difficulty 6. Well, you take 1 point of bashing damage, round it down, no points of bashing damage.
Right, yeah. I thought that, I just wasn't sure. Okay.
Byron Rand unceremoniously closes the distance between himself and the floor. Unhurt, but he's had better days.
Byron will brush off his clothes, take a small bow, and say, "Ta-da!"
Are you okay?
Hey, Byron, while you're down there, check your equipment.
That's a good thought. Let's see. I mean, was anything broken?
No, things look okay. You didn't outright botch, you just failed the climb.
Okay, Joseph, go ahead.
I'm going to drop 3 in decks.
Okay, so you've taken several turns, to psych yourself up. That is one success. Go ahead and make another Dexterity plus Athletics roll, difficulty 6, as you begin the descent. And that's the other two that you need. Joseph arrives safely. Uh, Marcus got it.
I have 9 dice before. I have 9 dice in this before I even have to worry about putting points in dexterity.
All
I'm
right.
good.
Theo nods as Marcus descends. We're gonna have to leave this stuff here just for a. And Theo breathes. Getting the back up the rest of the way, that's gonna take longer. Like you just thought of this. No matter. David, help me with this door, will you? And Theo actually ends up from his devices, his bag, he ends up pulling out a crazy spider device, not just a crowbar, for a fulcruming pressure to force the elevator doors open. An elongated crowbar.
Alright, David will try to give him a hand without boosting up strength for now.
Alright, the two of you combined, Theo is pretty strong as well. You two can definitely force the door open without a roll.
Yeah, because, oh yeah, I recently bought Potence too.
Yeah, you're fine. And Theo Bell, he's got some potence as well. And, wow. For those of you who are making a return visit, Byron Rand, Marcus Paulson, and Joseph Chung, place looks a little different. Different how? Different in that, for whatever reason, the elevator did a really damn good job. Like, it ended up being, like, fucking soundproof, this entire chamber. Because, holy hell, all the time it has taken to come down here, there are sparks of light, bright flashes and flurry of colors and shapes within the cavern, significant chunks of the support, which, as you can end up see, you staring far up at the ceiling, has definitely been destabilized. The mansion is remaining tall and strong, but we've definitely had quite a bit of dirt and some rocks fall on top of it. There is a lot of noise, commotion, clamor, no shapes or anything that you all can end up seeing, no fights directly happening in front of you, but from the cries and screams and the bellows and the roars, shit is going down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show on the road.
And just like the elevator, the mansion is completely dark, no light inside. However, there is a little bit of scenery light provided by the shenanigans that are happening down here. And, of course, you all have one means or another to see in the dark.
Yeah, Byron was just going to say, God, I hate this place.
You have of course, the dirt that always looks like it's been like perpetually freshly turned, surrounding either side of a cobblestone path leading from the elevator. It circles around a grotesque-looking marble fountain with an image that none of you can quite translate. Like it sort of like breaks reality to even sort of digest it into describable words in the English language. And of course you have the dead trees rooted into the ground, sort of littering all over as well. But the way to the mansion looks as if it's clear. And Theo organizing the party order back here. Something or another. I'll throw you guys back in. Marcus keeps hopping into people.
Well, I can't. Yeah, there we go.
Theo says, doesn't look like we might need obfuscate for the initial approach. Looks like it's clear.
Thank God for that. I don't even want to escape.
Unless something has changed, David's going to let VtM take points. He's going to keep his chloroform ready, though.
It's fine. And Theo doesn't end up obfuscating, if only so that he's sure that everyone else can see him. But he does take a few cautious initial steps, sort of surveying the scene with his glowing eyes, and then looks to his left, looks to his right, and begins making a mad dash, sprinting for the mansion entrance.
Byron will wait to see if he makes it before proceeding.
Nice.
The rest of you going to be staying there as well?
Once no one's looking my way, I'll obfuscate and start moving forward with him.
Okay. It's worth noting Theo didn't obfuscate so that he could be sure all of you could see him.
Oh, and David will be keeping his brass knuckles on as well.
Okay. Okay, so Theo ends up making it to the mansion's front door. Sort of has the shotgun out still. The door's closed. Sort of surveying the scenery and looking back at you four as you end up making your approach as well. Go ahead.
I was going to say, here Byron is going to reiterate the dimensions of the room as he remembers it, unless Theo just tells him to shut up or whatever.
I'll be fine. Okay. In that case, Theo looks at the door and sort of jokingly says, "Don't suppose he'd have a lock down here, do you?" He hasn't tried to open it yet.
David just shrugs. He's got, most of his normal kit on him, so he could pick it if push comes to shove.
Yeah. Theo says, "It would be funny, though, like, he's worried about thieves breaking in, so he has locks on his doors."
From what I've heard, he's pretty crazy. I wouldn't dismiss it just yet.
Theo says, "We'll see about that. Perhaps he's had some sort of military training, or just, he's lived for a long time. He stays to the side of the, these wide, front doors, and ends up with a mighty shove, trying them. They open. He throws them open, and they lead into an error.
An unexpected error, apparently.
Yeah, that happened while apparently I was holding down my control key while I was dragging all of you. I think I officially broke the map.
We have to bomb it.
Let me try something here.
He's clever, this Persephone, giving us Java errors so we can't stop him.
I know. Fucking looking for Sevalot is even affording me. Now, I probably should have had you all mark down how many blood points you had left before I deleted your tokens, silly Grimith.
I had 11 left.
I had 10 because I haven't spent a single one yet, and now that I've said that, I'm going to have spent one for no reason. Comparison method violates its general contract.
See, now, this is what 8 dots and throw rock does.
Apparently. I closed out a map tool. I'll let you know whenever I've rehosted the server. Apparently holding down the control key and then dragging the tokens, just for whatever reason. That ends everything.
Yeah, come to think of it, that may have been, I may have caused a few of them too, because I switched my talk button to control after you gave me that advice on the first session. So.
So, good talk, everyone. More drama and suspense. Oh. Oh.
That's a lovely sound.
Ah. Well, I think I fixed the problem, but, let's see, the program does its whole little auto-saving from time to time. I was making a few final alterations, and they no longer exist on the map. That'll be fine. We can work through that. The map just won't end up looking as pretty as I had it designed with all of its features. I was adding a few final little facets while you guys were talking about your buying and shit. Ah, well. Show must go on. Back in my day. Fucking throw wrong discipline. Oh no, I created, huh. What the fuck is the error map tool? Okay! So perhaps the entire section that I designed for whatever reason has violated everything. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what the hell happened or what I did, but just 12 of those warning dialogue boxes just popped up simultaneously. I'm gonna have to tap. Okay, so the four of you end up, along with Theo Bell, just standing outside this the mansion, the domain, if you will. Theo Bell has thrown open the doors of the mansion, and inside just so happens to be completely dark inside, just as it seems that none of the mansion lights end up being on. Naturally, with the vision powers through various means that you all have gained, you all can certainly discern the various features of the setting. Of course, there's the wonderfully, beautiful dark red, perhaps even crimson carpet in the foyer. You have a set of spiral staircases. There's two of them, a pair, on either side, far back in the foyer. You have a wonderful situation with, oh goodness, use your words, Grimith. With marble statues, as I've described you before, of course, depicting the human form in a variety of fashions, perhaps extolling its perfections or some other sort of nonsense. Actually, I'm not sure if I can mentally focus on this right now. Let's see if I can somehow pinpoint the problem. I'll copy tokens individually. Sorry about this, everyone. This was an unintentional hiccup in Java.
It's all good.
Well, it may have been intentional on Java part, it just hates people.
I mean, it is your...
It's just never been the same since Oracle bought out Sun.
Seems like it's all the vision blocking stuff that I had, like, placed. Apparently, my designs were too intricate. Still takes away some of the detail that I had on the map, though. I'll get over it.
That brings me to a point. Joseph's church had those pillars.
Yep, they were all vision blocking stuff. The map worked at first. I don't recall overcomplicating them, but perhaps that's a reason why, just got too damn intricate with my vision blocking tools. I've learned something new about Java today, folks. Unfortunately, it's taken place during our session.
Shit happens, but I'm gonna go get a drink. I'm gonna go get a drink and yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good. I'll do the same.
Please go.
Yeah, let me run and get something.
Get the fuck out of here.
Put so much effort into designing these fucking maps. Fucking Java.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Is Java agreeing with you now?
Java is being more agreeable. And let me see if I can get a server up for you guys. Please wait for map to refresh. Okay, maps refresh, server is up.
For some reason, there's a bunch of psalms and like Bible verses in the church.
It is a church.
Makes sense, right?
Yeah, but they're also in Mandarin. At least I think that's Mandarin.
Oh, the two languages share a common alphabet.
Yeah, but for some reason I am in the Flushing Church. And the road outside of it has this wonderful hexagonal pattern.
Yeah, I like that. It's an old road.
Okay, some of my, immediate detail I added is gone, and without the vision blocking tools, I'm going to have to reveal things manually, but everything should be good now.
We can hope.
It's my fault for designing such intricately designed rooms in the goddamn first place. No, not a fucking hell with it. There's the goddamn outside of the world, okay? Fuck it, I'm done. Although that cobblestone and shit, it's wall. It's fucking wall. Are all four of you back?
Yep. I'm here.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so, as I noted, this is the foyer. This is pretty much how the foyer looks. And sort of like a map sort of perspective. You have the spiral staircases on either end there. The opulent floor with the marble statues all scattered across. You have this lush red, ribbons of carpet extending, going off to a passageway to the left and a large passageway to the right. It doesn't look like there's any form of creature in this particular room, and you can't hear any immediate noises, but there's plenty of noise outside, so it's possible it may be distracting. Speaking of which, give me a hearing-based perception plus alertness at difficulty 8.
Would trained observer apply here?
Sure.
What was the difficulty?
8.
I failed.
I got 3 successes, which is impressive.
Indeed you did. None for Joseph, and 3 for David. Krypsyn, David, doesn't sound like there's anyone in this room except for the 5 of you. Theo, of course, is standing there. You all are basically standing right at the entryway, just walking through the doors. Theo is sweeping the rather massive room with its horrific and grotesque depictions along the walls of stories best left untold. I gave some flavor text for what Germain ended up seeing on the floors and the walls, and even the ceiling, whenever he ended up walking through here on his own. If you've watched that or sort of remember how I described it, that's how this looks as well. And of course you have the gem chandelier dangling from the ceiling. Has no light to refract, so the color cascade is non-existent, but it's still there all the same. Of course, the stairs lead to a second floor. Beyond that, the only 2 passages that looks like are involved here are to the left and to the right.
When we first came here, we went to that one room we were taken to wait. Was this the room, or was there a side room?
This is the foyer. Yep, this is where you met Sevalod.
Yeah, but wasn't there a room that maybe this is the room and I just misremember, but Dimitri took us there and said you can speak amongst yourselves while you wait or something, or was this?
No, he left you in here.
Okay.
He went walking, like, all of the traffic that you've seen, like, foot traffic-wise, from, like, the minions and stuff, have been coming from the left direction. You've never seen anyone come from to your right. Sevlod himself has descended from either the spiral staircases at the top.
Right. So, if no one else brings it up, Byron will mention that fact to the Archon. Theo, that's his name. Metable.
Theo ends up looking at the four of you. Which direction do you think we should go?
It seems that the servants usually came from the left. Sublod usually came from the stairs, and I have no idea what is to the right. I've never seen anything come in or out of that area. So I would probably pick either up or right, because I don't know that Sevlod would entrust that artifact to one of his minions.
Sounds good enough to me.
Seems good to me.
Then to the right we go. Sort of looks over at David and Joseph. Did either of you, David in particular, I know that you probably prefer this, wish to go ahead, or you want the entire group to travel, or you want me to come with, or...
Joseph?
Yeah, let's, anyone who can turn invisible and wants to take a point, let's keep about 50 feet ahead from the rest of the group.
Joseph's been obfuscated since we ran up to the door.
That didn't stop Theo from looking in your direction.
Oh, then if he sees me, I'll indicate that I'm gonna go ahead.
Or within visual range, whichever's closer.
Yep. Theo nods and says, looks like Joseph might end up taking the lead on this one anyway. Feel free to move at your leisure, Joseph. Getting into the middle of the room nets you some additional vision. Down each hallway. At this point, it seems like the long stretches of hallway keep going further, but that for whatever crazy reason, despite the fact that you have your night vision goggles, they actually don't end up going further. The hallway ends up breaking off into what appears to be some sort of like doorways, with doors on either side, wooden doors. They don't look too sturdy. Instead, they're more devoted to looking luxurious.
Then I'm gonna scan the stairways on the north and start heading east.
Yeah, okay. There's quite a lot of noise coming in from outside in the exterior. You have various cries of pain and all sorts of curious effects as if they pertain somehow to the usage of... Well, none of you are familiar with thaumaturgy, but if you had to go with what thaumaturgy might sound like, it would sound scary. And scary is happening outside this mansion right now. If you had to take a guess on what what flesh crafting might sound like if a creature took form, you would remember the snowman, and then you would properly envision all the good times that could happen. Now, it's worth noting that David is actually able to see pretty goddamn far, actually, all the way down the rest of the hallway. But perhaps due to like maybe some sort of mystical effect or the night vision goggles, you're not really sure how the technology works. Ends up sort of obscuring your vision. Davis, though, gets as far as what begins to seem like the introduction to a wide-open room with a very wide, sweeping staircase heading upward. Uh, Joseph can, or since none of you have told me that you're making any sort of attempts to move silently, I'm going to assume that your footsteps are normal and audible, and Joseph can certainly hear what might sound like David walking past him. Joseph, it's much harder for you to see down this way, but continue to close the distance. Your vision is significantly reduced, but it definitely does seem like the hallway does continue, until you too spot the beginning of a staircase. Everyone is dead silent.
Alright, and these little bits right here, these are what, like closed doors?
Yeah, they're closed doors.
Okay.
Like I said, the door doesn't look that particularly sturdy. David surmises that he could easily bull rush the thing and take it down. Rather, it's devoted to finery, it appears, with, like, say, golden latches, and, wonderfully luscious, door frame with the door handles, and, of course, off to the left and off to the right, all along the walls, the lurid depictions.
Alright. Well, David's going to head back to the end of the hallway there, turn visible, and motion for everyone to come and wait here at the end of the hallway.
Joseph's gonna go ahead and give one of the handles a test.
Door is unlocked. Joseph could easily open it if he so wishes.
No, he's gonna leave it closed.
Theo is the last to come up, despite the fact that he has the Archon. He appears to be content with keeping a trained eye and sweeping the shotgun through the various entry points, which there are quite many in this gigantic foyer.
Doors.
Go ahead.
Doors appear to be unlocked.
Theo sort of squints his way down and says, "Hell, I'm even having a hard time seeing all the way down there to the end. David, you get anything more? Staircase, looks like?"
Yeah, there's a staircase going up there. I want to check out the doors here first before we move up.
Theo nods.
Let's do it quickly.
Alright. David's going to open the door.
Okay. Go ahead and stop moving. Just to note for you guys, Jordan, Byron, you too, along with Joseph, are having some difficulty seeing all the way down there to the end of the hallway. As if the night vision stuff, for whatever reason, simply isn't good enough. You are deep underground inside a massive, artificial cavern inside a mansion, apparently built by Zamitzi 6th Gen, so if he wants to have any sort of crazy mystical effects or rituals, that probably happened, right? Okay. The door opens, and with all the rolls that I made for you guys, no one ended up noticing that. Alright. The door ends up opening for David into a small sort of antechamber, like it might be used as part of like a living quarters type area. What David immediately is then surprised by are the two, this will be the first time for David, are these two hunched, deformed humanoids, knobby and bony with large, frightening hands. The eyes appear wide and lidless, and there's a haunted look on the creature's faces, as if they're stuck there in perpetuity. They have massive, jagged bone claws, which, for a round of surprise here, we're going to go ahead and say, they were ready. They're poised and ready to see if anyone would open the door, and sure enough, someone did. They're both going to go ahead and take swings at David. I'll go ahead and do the first one. That will be a potential hit for... looks like it might be potentially 2 lethal damage, barring a soak from David. David succeeds. The others, Lacho, will go ahead and give it the old college try.
Oh, actually, that should have been 3 dice. That'll destroy my armor, though.
Okay. So the armor is sort of cut up then, but David holds strong. And as for the potential damage here, let's see here.
Is that a botch on?
Looks like a 1. 1 potential lethal damage. All right. David succeeds as a surprise ambush from these 2 deformed humanoids falls a bit short, and it's time to roll initiative. 1d10 plus dexterity plus wits plus any other miscellaneous modifiers.
And my dexterity is still 6, correct?
Sure is. Any modifications you folks made in the elevator are still in existence.
Fuck yes.
Nice.
Can David go ahead and keep that initiative for the rest of everything?
I'd be okay with that.
And the Zlatcha, being Zlatcha. Well, that's unfortunate. They didn't do well.
What did Theo Bell roll?
Theo Bell is not going to be active for the purposes of your combat. You'll see why. Alright, Zlatcha turns to declare. The 2 Zlatcha who David encountered seem perfectly intent on trying to maybe get better purchase in the Nosferatu. Joseph! There was a...
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, what do you want to do?
Gonna want to go up basically as close as possible and just shoot one.
Okay. Byron?
Yeah, I'm actually going to try out Dread Gaze on one of them to limit the number of attackers.
It may be theoretically possible that they have seen worse in their day.
That is absolutely true. But, yeah, is it one of those things that things can be immune to? I'll have to check the...
It's possible that they might actually look worse, but, Byron can certainly try.
Oh, no, I just was wondering if it was actually a mental thing or if it was only on the way they look.
Some things can be immune to presence powers.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. All right. Byron will just line up and try to shoot the one on the left. Your left, his right.
Okay. It says that David's doing a pretty good job of taking up that doorway there. It's that's fine. Marcus?
Yeah, if he's still in the way, he'll abort.
Okay.
Byron will abort and not shoot him in the back.
Marcus wants to ask a question.
All right, and David, your lead man.
David is going to take a couple steps back and over into the hallway and draw his dart gun.
Okay. David, you're the first one to move. Go for it. David Green moves, draws his dart gun.
Because he wants both a clear shot at them and to be in some position to protect the least fighty of the group, both of them.
Marcus? Marcus phases through the wall. Alright, go ahead and give it an attack.
I'm going to ask him a question. That's a dexterity plus melee roll, right?
I think, yeah. That is potentially one. You have one success there, basic success, so go ahead and roll basic damage.
Okay, so it's strength plus 3 plus none, so 7 dice. Potentially 4 lethal damage to slot dude 1.
The Zlacha takes a point of lethal damage. It cries out in pain and agony as the fire axe slices into its withered skin. Byron.
All right, he'll shoot from there or he'll move forward one. Oops, not on. Depending where he has line of sight, and he'll shoot for that guy.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Moving forward one will give you line of sight. That looks like 2 successes, so you get an extra 1d10 on your damage. One, 2 potential, what is it, bashing damage, since you're trying just a normal body shot?
Yeah, I'm just trying for the body shot.
Okay. The ghoul actually ends up taking a point of lethal damage as the bullet crashes into its left shoulder.
Because remember, these are ghouls.
Indeed. Joseph, you're up.
I'll move there and take a shot at the one Marcus already axed.
Okay.
Please don't botch.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes, so it looks like you get an additional 4d10 on your damage roll.
Perfect shot does no damage.
That was the best aim shot ever, but it turned out to be a dud.
It was a
Such
misfire.
is the story of his life.
Alright, Zlacha turns. There is a, perhaps additional cries as combat ends up joining the fray. The doors all around you guys are flung open. As these misshapen creatures come pouring out. all sort of, hunched over, thin, frail, but with, not exactly frail, but they have quite a bit of strength, and just that they apparently can't harm David worth a damn. See, this Lodger here opened that door. This Lodger actually steps forward to survey the scene, and he's perfectly fine with that. Rather than, make an attack, he's gonna be all clever and shit. He's gonna step here. Now, these two Zlacha, as I declared, they're going after David. They'll get a slight attack bonus due to the fact that it's 2-on-1 versus him. Looks like it's 2 successes, so +1 to the damage. Looking at potentially 3 lethal damage there. David Green. That's with you. You only have 2 points of stamina?
At the moment.
Okay.
I haven't buffed it up yet.
Sorry, I forgot. Alright then. David actually takes a point of lethal damage from the Zlacha's claws. The other Zlacha ends up giving it the college try. Looks like 2 successes, so an additional 1d10. For potentially 4 points of lethal damage on David. And David takes all 4 of those. There's also sort of a bellowing roar, as very far down this distance, only David could end up seeing this. As well as Theo Bell, who appears to be about back to sweep into the hallway to help you guys, and then this happens where this somewhat familiar voice ends up booming, Theo! Now, it does sound like the sheriff. Now, as I said, none of you could end up seeing it. For the purposes of David, and if anyone else actually ends up getting closer to see it, I'll describe him. It's a massive, massive Kadir al-Asmai. And he looks as if he has been through the whole flesh crafting procedure. Today's special guest, instead of arms, has been replaced with serrated blades, which sort of clang against each other and sharpen themselves upon one another. Blades of finely sharpened, tuned bone, by the looks of things. The sheriff has been given a considerable more amount of bulk and weight. The eyes are bloodshot, all of the teeth are gone. The tongue has been elongated and sort of lashes out there as the body sort of warbles around the corner and into view. And Theo goes, Motherfucker! So, in regards to the clearing, the Zlacha are going to end up going after attacking you guys. 2 of them each appear to seem to want to take a piece out of so basically 2 for each of you. They'll chase you around if they have to. Joseph.
He's going to bravely run away. Going to obfuscate. There's no way that we can make it out of this. He's gonna disappear and move into better position.
Okay. So he's gonna run and leave everyone behind. The Malkavian caregiver.
Well, he's not going to leave them behind. He's actually going to get into better position. Namely, he's that shit behind the thing with the screaming of the sheriff.
Oh, I forgot to move Theo as well. Go ahead and have him run up to here. Alright, Byron.
Byron is going to buff stamina to 5, and he's going to he's going to attempt to throw a tear gas grenade among those 4 Slacha there.
Okay. Marcus?
I'm going to ask Slacha here some more questions.
Alright, and the highly injured David Green.
He's going to dump 3 blood points directly into stamina and take a step back to here and drop a tear gas grenade at his feet.
Okay. That's perfectly fine. We'll go ahead and have David go first. David takes a step back, puts 3 points of blood into stamina, and drops a tear gas grenade at his feet. Now I gotta imagine how the hell I'm gonna handle this with these guys. I actually don't know how to handle the consequences of a tear gas grenade. Maybe multiple successes, a roll versus stamina difficulty 8, or suffer temporary blindness, or just simple ineffectiveness in combat. You got me. There aren't any rules for it in the book.
I don't know.
I would say difficulty hitting, because they're not going to be able to see it all.
Maybe just maybe give
Just-
them the equivalent of wound penalties.
Yeah, something like just give them just a
You know,
platinum.
since there's the difficulty seeing, difficulty breathing, all that sort of stuff.
Right, just like a flat -5 mitigated by stamina or a roll of stamina, something like that.
I'm not sure exactly either.
Okay, we'll go ahead and say that will be the effective radius of that. We'll go ahead and have the 2s Lacho then. Well, let's go ahead and see how they roll for their stamina. Even if I did for a difficulty of 8, I'll go ahead and say that this Lacho is okay. What about you, buddy? Yeah, with a difficulty of 8, it looks like these 2 Zlatcha, for whatever reason, perhaps they've seen or gone through worse terrors or horrors. They managed to mitigate and fight through it. We'll go ahead and make it so that any creature that is still in the effect of the tear gas will have to keep rolling as the cloud continues to persist throughout the various rounds. That seems reasonable. And have them do a difficulty 8 rolls, or I'll go ahead, yeah, if they fail the difficulty 8 roll, I'll just go ahead and have them suffer through blindness or something. Completely neutralize them. Alright, that seems fair, I think. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Marcus.
No one's going to call you on it either way. We know that you didn't see this coming.
Well, I mean, I saw the fight count, I was just I was hoping that in all the times that you guys got tear grenades, you had thought of a creative way to handle the tear gas grenades.
Right, no. Not a chance.
I'm going to ask this Slacha a question.
Okay. That looks like 3 successes, so an additional 2d10 on the damage dice.
Six possible successes on the damage?
Let's see. He absorbs 2 of that. I'd take him down an additional 4 health levels. These Zlatcha aren't as tough as, say, actual vampires. Zlatcha goes down. Describe your kill.
I'm going to wield the axe overhand style, and I'm going to bury it down right between his eyes, or in the back of his head, because he's not aiming at me. Yeah, but in the back of his skull.
Right, Zlatcha cries out in agony as it crumples to the ground lifeless. Byron! We'll go ahead and say as you were that you threw it, and we'll have the effect set up that it covers all of them. I'll go ahead and roll for... Alright. Yeah.
That's my throw.
Yeah, that'll be fine. We'll go ahead and say that's fine. That'll get the grenade right there. Let's see here. That'll be fine. That will be a failure. This Zlatcha goes down completely incapacitated, screaming and howling in agony. This Zlatcha also goes down, screaming and howling in agony, completely blind. And that Zlatcha manages to succeed. Joseph, it's time for you to be a chicken shit. Go ahead and run and get your better positioning.
Well, roll for obfuscate.
Well, first off, you have to get into a position where no one can see you before you roll for the obfuscate.
Vanish from the mind's eye. It's the one that lets me vanish when people are watching.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, then you would roll for that.
Doesn't that require you to spend a point?
No, it just says player rolls charisma plus stealth. Doesn't say anything about spending blood at all.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Charisma plus stealth, the difficulty equal to the target's wits plus alertness. Which I will not tell you. That's 3 successes.
So it doesn't matter whether I'm going to still be running either which way. It's just...
With 3 or fewer successes, the character fades but does not vanish, becoming an indistinct ghost-like figure. And tracking him while he appears ghost-like requires a perception plus alertness roll at difficulty 8. Okay.
And, how far can I run again?
Is it like 20 plus dexterity times 3 or something?
That sounds right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's well within your limits there, the 2. Okay, the Zlatcha. Let's go ahead and, gonna have, first off, 2 rolls for, the Zlatcha who might have wanted to come after you. Well, my roller has told me that they have done an awesome job tracking you. By that I mean they have not, which means that results in a +2 difficulty modifier when attempting to act upon or interact with the vampire. Not that they would have reached you anyway. So what you end up seeing here are just like 2 Zlatcha. Let's see what sort of distance they can do. They can reach you, but they can't attack. They're just sort of like, they hobble up their bony limbs or whatever as they come chasing after this ghostly, elusive figure. But they are not able to attack you this turn. One Zlatcha has decided that, who had targeted Marcus here, has decided that, he's going to, give that the college try, not that he ever made it to college. He's kind of a Zlatcha now. It's unfortunate.
Is he going to give one for the Gipper?
Whiff. See, there's one Zlatcha who ends up coming here after David Green with 3 successes. That's an additional 2 dice on the damage roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, potentially 5 lethal damage.
I'm in torpor.
David is sent back to torpor, and there is a malevolent cackle of glee from the Zlatcha as it downs the vampire. The other Zlatcha, thus inspired, tries to go after Byron and will get a basic success on that. For potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, holy shit, 5 lethal damage. These guys are rolling well today. Looks like Byron's gonna take 4 points of are you factoring in, like, are you wearing armor?
I was, but I didn't mention it, so we'll just, unless you count the trench coat as armor. Because he's just wearing jeans, t-shirt, and the trench coat, so it's not like armored technically.
Nah. Alright, in that case, 4 levels of lethal damage then.
Was that adding in the fortitude as well?
I don't know, were you adding in your fortitude?
Well, doesn't fortitude automatically soak, or is it just 1 plus 1?
No, it gives you it just gives you additional d10s to roll.
Okay, so yeah, I did put it in.
Okay, 4 levels of lethal damage. This Zlatcha is also quite gleeful with this. And off in the distance, Theo Bell ends up firing at Kadir, who ends up closing some ground considerably, waddling towards the Archon. And it's time to declare again. Let's see, we have one Zlatcha is going to go after Marcus, 2 Zlatcha now are going to go after Byron, and the 2 who are adjacent the elusive ghost figure that is Joseph will continue to chase after the elusive ghost figure. I'll also go ahead and end up making soak rolls for these guys now, since they're still within the range of the tear gas. And, see, that was actually the guy who was going after Marcus. Goes down. Screaming and clawing at his eyes.
Everything's coming up Marcus this time.
Sure is. Still in your way, you know, he's rolling around on the ground, you know, crying out in agony, but he is currently no threat to you. Alright, Joseph. What's up? What you gonna be doing?
Gonna be shooting them. One of them.
Alright, Byron, what's up?
Yeah, I'll be shooting the one that attacked me, trying to.
Okay, you'll have some dice penalties as a result of the significant amount of damage. I think it's like -2.
Yeah, how far can I move back? I will actually try to take a step back if possible.
Does anyone have that page open for like the health levels?
Yeah, that's a -2.
Yeah, like how far person can move?
Oh, no.
But yeah, I am at -2.
Where are you at, mauled or wounded?
Wounded.
Suffers a damage and may not run, though he still may walk. You may only move or attack.
Okay, so in that case, you can't do both moving and attacking, Byron.
I guess I'll just bring up the gun, because I don't think I can get out of range and I'm just walking. So I'll try to shoot.
Marcus?
This guy is still in my way, so I think I'm just going to put him out of his misery.
Okay. And David's in torpor. That's going to be an auto hit for you. Guy's dead. Vroom. You cleave him out of the way with ease.
Can I? Oh, I can't move afterwards.
I think you could still definitely move and attack and during the same turn. Yeah. You just can only move so far. You can definitely close the distance there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully, maybe these assholes, the assholes will be like, hey, there's another guy here. Maybe he'll let go after me instead of Byron.
All right, Byron, go ahead and give your attack. That's looks like 3 degrees of success, so an additional 2d10 on the damage roll. So it looks like 4 potential damage. That's a soak of 2. You're at full health. Okay. Remember what I said about these guys being weaklings? Yeah.
So they're glass cannons?
You lied.
No, I didn't lie. These guys are the, you could perhaps interpret these to be what's left after Sevalon has emptied out everything else. It goes down.
I sort of interpret them as glass cannons. They do a lot of damage if they hit, but they have to hit. And if they get hit, they just fall like wet tissue paper.
Alright, Joseph. Go ahead and pew pew pew. Pew pew. That's six successes, so an additional 5d10 on the damage roll.
Five.
1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, it takes a little bit of damage, but it still remains standing. We'll go ahead and handle the 2 that are attacking Joseph first. This will be a difficulty 8, because they're trying to attack this ghostly apparition. Nope.
That's a botch.
That's a botch.
That's a botch. Zlatcha goes prone. Swing and a miss. This Zlatcha actually manages to connect with an additional 1d10 for the damage roll. Oh, I didn't help you out so well there, that additional 1d10. That's potentially 4 points of lethal damage, or 4 levels of lethal damage on Joseph. Joseph takes 3 levels of lethal damage. And the one chittering Zlatcha sort of steps forward, having already declared to go after Byron. He's going to get a basic success for potentially 4 levels of lethal damage on Byron. Looks like Byron takes 2.
Woo! Still alive.
Well,
Remember, you can
Don't
heal during your turn.
tempt the fates. And no, you can't. In Masquerade, healing is something where you have to kind of sit stationary and do
I think you can make a stamina plus survival roll at like difficulty 8 to try to heal up a health level during combat.
But that also eats actions. Just saying.
Just saying, everybody but me is wounded.
Okay. And there ends up being a whole sort of a fray now. Joseph can definitely see it and hear it. Theobel has dropped his shotgun, and he has actually launched himself at the rather large Kadir. And there is all sorts of crazy fighting shenanigans going on between the Archon and the former sheriff. Okay, let's go ahead and make a soak roll for him. He manages to stay up in the tear gas. The other ones, we're just going to go ahead and say they're going to keep rolling around screaming. The one Zlatcha who fell prone would love to stand up. I'm sort of humiliated and embarrassed, is not going to try to attack Joseph, but the other one who's still standing is going to give it a whirl again. Joseph! What's up?
I think I'm gonna shoot the one that's down.
Okay.
Do I get any bonuses for him being down?
Well, you're using a ranged attack. I'm not sure whether there are any bonuses for you doing a ranged attack while someone is prone.
If this is Dungeons & Dragons, if you're prone, you have higher AC against ranged attacks.
Then can I go ahead and look to see what the rules are, and if there's nothing to give me a benefit, can I just shoot the other one?
Sure. You'll have some time to look at it. Byron!
Sorry, Just gotten up to fix one of my speakers.
It's fine.
Yeah, let's see. I guess I'm gonna. If you're crippled, can you? How much can you move? Is that the one where you can't move at all? Because I'll try to move back, kind of behind Marcus if I can.
If you're crippled, you can only crawl 1 yard per turn.
Well, how far is that? Because I'm definitely going to try to put a yard between me and that Slotcha there.
Right there. You won't be moving just yet, but certainly. And Marcus.
And I went on you again.
No. I'm going to ask the Zlatcha a question.
All right, go ahead and axe him. That's a basic success. You're doing a pretty good job with this whole axing people questions thing.
Nope.
The axe hits the Zlatcha, and then Byron crawls out of the way. Have you found a particular ruling on prone targets?
No, it doesn't look like it. It looks like a
According
whole
according to the chat, it's a difficulty 4 shot.
I couldn't find it. If someone could give a page number, but I'll
Just
shoot
go
the
ahead
one
and
standing.
just go ahead and shoot. I mean, you can go ahead and shoot the prone guy. It's not a problem. I'm not going to assign a penalty or a bonus to it. Just shoot him.
Well, I mean, if he's gonna spend his next thing standing, I want to shoot the standing guy.
All right, go ahead and shoot the standing guy. That, nope.
Not a botch.
Not a botch. This Zlatcha here has definitely seen Marcus as the greater threat, especially since Byron was crawling away. That's 3 successes to an additional 2d10. You're looking at potentially 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lethal damage.
I take 5 lethal damage.
Marcus takes 5 lethal damage.
Wow, you did check for tear gas on that one, right?
I did. I checked right at the start.
I thought you did. I was just hoping.
Yeah, we're not getting out of here.
And a difficulty 8 roll from this Zlatcha. This Zlatcha stands.
They're just flipping back.
Alright. Oh man. This Zlatcha was like, fuck your tear gas.
I wish I could have that, but
Marcus is going to be targeted by the Zlatcha. The 2 Zlatcha that are at Joseph, one will stand up and the other one will attack this ghostly apparition. Joseph!
Gonna shoot the one that's standing.
Okay. Byron?
Yeah, I'm actually adding you up. I don't even think I have enough. No, I don't. I can't even do Dread Gaze because it's -7. I only have -5. I only have 5 dice on it. I guess I will dump a point in Dex, dump a point in Stamina, and try to take aim with my 1 die. Maybe I'll hit it and up. So.
Okay.
Well, actually, I have 2 die at that point. So that's fine.
Marcus?
Marcus will spend a point of blood. Potence meaning all strength rolls he has now are anything. Well, are automatic successes. His 2 dots and potence are automatic successes whenever he does a strength roll this turn. And then he's going to try to ask this guy a question again.
Okay, go ahead and axe.
Six successes.
Well, that's an additional 5d10.
Five lethal damage.
I don't think your damage roll is impacted by your dice pool penalty. I'm not sure on that.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't. It's just your aim, because a bullet or an axe is going to do an axe damage regardless.
Yeah.
Well, it's strength. The axe does strength plus 3 damage.
In that case, I guess it would be affected.
I can roll 2 extra dice if you want me to, because what I has the penalty I have right now.
Go for it. Yeah, go ahead and roll the extra dice.
Doesn't change anything.
Alright.
There's 3 successes there, plus I have the 2 automatic successes from potence, so 5.
He goes down. Byron, you are aiming at a dead man.
Yeah, I guess I will still put the points in the stamina and dex, unless I can abort that. I'm not sure how that works.
According to the chat, you should be checking page 278 for point-blank shots.
Well, it's no longer point blank unless I'm aiming at you, right?
No, just in general.
That was
Yeah.
I think they were making that point both for Byron and, of course, for Joseph, who's been doing point-blank shots this entire time by the looks of it.
Well, I mean, in that case, it's aborted. He's not going to take a shot. Can I? Yeah, I'll just put the points in anyway. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's sort of like a reflexive thing that happens automatically. You putting in those points.
Yeah, I'm thinking he would have done that first thing anyway. Even before, he doesn't have to line up a shot or anything like that. So.
Okay, yeah. You're lining up a shot at a dead man. Alright, Joseph. Now that you know that you're only at a difficulty of 4, let it fire.
I'm still checking this, because I'm actually at the page right now. I don't see anything about it.
It's
I
there.
don't see anything.
And on page 278, it talks about range. It lists each weapon's short range, attacks made at that range, are versus difficulty 6, attacks made at targets within 2 meters or 2 yards are considered point blank, and they are made versus difficulty 4.
Well, thank you, chat.
That's right, they're trying to help you out, of course. I'm not going to do that. Well, so chat, you have a remedy for rolling 3 1s? That's a basic success.
Wow, that is still a basic success.
Good news, everyone.
I'll hop on my way over there to ask them some questions. Don't worry.
Damage rolls are still made versus difficulty 6. It's potentially 4 damage. Is that versus the standing guy or the guy who's prone?
The guy who's standing.
1, 2, 3. That's not enough. He takes an additional point of damage and he goes down. Dead. Crying in agony. The Zlacha, laying in front of you, stands up. And as his next declaration, he would very much like to attack you. Joseph.
I would very much like to shoot him back.
Byron.
Well, I would like to. What are the rules for healing lethal damage? I forget now.
Healing lethal damage is the same as healing bashing damage for a vampire.
But it's still technically a combat situation, so...
Is it? He's taking a timeout. Nothing's attacking him. I'll go with whatever.
I don't care. You can lay there and just not do anything and slowly heal yourself up over the passage of time. You can heal
Yeah,
one health level per turn. It's fine. Per blood point, it's fine. I don't care.
Okay, I was just saying, it's either that or move a yard every time.
It's fine. And Marcus? You want to do that too? You can. I don't care. It's fine.
I'll go and try to finish off those two guys who are wailing on the ground because that screaming is annoying.
Okay. That's perfectly fine as well. I don't need to roll that. You can just... They can go ahead and both be dead. It's fine.
And then after, well, I'll still take like 2 turns, but that'll still take like 2 turns. But after that, I'll go and see if Joseph needs help.
All right, Joseph, go ahead and let it rip. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is all successes. That's an additional 7d10 on the damage.
That's 11 damage.
Zlotcha, buddy! I don't think you got this one. Describe your kill.
I'm imagining that's something where he takes the swing, stands up, and finds that the gun is now in his throat. And then pulls the trigger.
Okay. All of the Zlotcha are dead. You slowly heal yourselves up. There are still sounds of combat coming from the left side of the room. However, it seems as if some sort of darkness effect has obscured the situation. David is in torpor, and you're welcome to spend as many blood points as you'd like. If you can still be in a combat situation if you wish to attempt to go assist, but you know, for the moment though, you have a breath.
Yeah, I'm going to be spending 5 blood points to heal 5 lethal damage.
Oops, I erased the walkway. I was trying to remove the templates, and I've removed the path. God damn it.
Your fighting has destroyed the tiling.
Fuck. You know what the hell of it, I'll just leave the goddamn tear gas there.
It's just stained the walls and everything.
I accidentally put both of the layers on the background instead of making the templates the object layer, so that's my personal fault. God damn it. Also, yeah, although I'm the storyteller, and it's the player's fault if they don't realize they're in point blank range. I certainly didn't think of it because I didn't have a gun. Good job assisting the players in that regard. They deserve to. You guys deserve to be given cookies by the players now.
Cookies for everyone.
With the whole fight raging out, you feel free to like I said, spend as many blood points as you want. If you might end up wheeling towards the situation in the darkness, the magical darkness effect, perhaps as a result of a tenebration, or perhaps some sort of crazy effect as a result from this. Go ahead.
I don't think I'm going to be spending any blood before trying to get eyes on that and running towards it.
Turns out, whenever the blackness clears, the massive, corpulent, serrated, bladed form of Sheriff Kadir al-Asmai, who, with his bloodshot eyes and his toothless face, and all of his other sort of crazed features, has slumped over to the ground, lifeless. Theo, for his part, looks a little wounded. He actually ended up dropping the shotgun. He mixed it up with his bare hands. He kicks the body, and picks up the shotgun, and then looks over at your situation. and quickly runs over.
Well, that appears to be confirm what happened with the sheriff.
I think so.
Are you okay, Byron?
Peers down the hallway.
I'm fine. Do you want to... Well, we don't know yet, so we'll go look. I was going to say we can drag David Green, but I'll say you go check it out. I'll stay with David. I healed up to just hurt, just so I wouldn't get hungry. I'm down to 3 for 15 in my blood pool.
Okay.
I'm down to 4.
Theo looks like he's been a little scuffed up, but yeah, almost all the blood that's on him isn't his.
I see you found what happened to Kadir.
The broken sunglasses sort of hinge off of Theo Bell's face. He sighs, peers down the rest of the hallway as the tear gas just mists through, and says, I have no idea where the goddamn hell this thing is, but sort of blinks. And looks beyond all of that with his keen vision all the way down. Motherfucker! Theobel ends up rather uncautiously takes off down the hallway. Which for its part has actually become a bit clearer now, even for you folks who don't have Protean. You're actually able to see the tall room on the end.
The fuck is this?
Now, as I ended up saying before, this is a wide open room. Almost seems as if it should be actually taller than the mansion itself, with a grand staircase sweeping up to a high sort of dais raised off of the ground, with a sort of surreal feel. There are pillars lining either side of the staircase. The grotesque and macabre depictions of perhaps the history, the life-telling of Vsevolod Cerveni continue to line the walls as they wrap around, and sort of actually hovering there about a foot off of the sort of crimson floor, this raised area, is an ink black rock.
Is this the rock we're looking for?
You've seen it before yourself, and definitely whenever you coughed it out, it's a little bit of a distance, but it definitely does look like that's the heart of a Cthulhu. A Cthulhu, rather.
Does it look like there's any other way into this room?
The only way to get up there, unless you want to feel like jumping up that massive distance, is to ascend the staircase.
Do I even need to say that it's probably a trap?
Theo sort of curiously stares at the thing. His eyes have widened a little. He's sweeping around the room with the shotgun. He says, I don't see anything. You, Marcus?
I'll look around and try to get my Auspex fine-tuned to see if I can detect anything.
Perception plus alertness at difficulty 4 for you, after adjusted, because it's vision-based. No. The fist-sized, ink-black, void rock hovers there, innocently.
I don't see anything.
Can I make the same perception alertness?
Sure, difficulty 6 for you. That's 3 successes for you as well. Okay, so, yeah, the same result. That's just the rock on top of that. Theo goes, fuck. I never thought it was easy. Theo looks over towards Joseph, looks over at Marcus, looks back at Byron. Marcus, I don't suppose you could actually carry David out of here, huh?
Yeah, I can carry him.
No, we're gonna have to get up the elevator shaft, too. God damn it. Be prepared to run.
I've carried soldiers on my back before. I was in Vietnam, Theo.
But you got to climb a rope and stuff. Can you do that?
Without a further discussion, Theo becomes unto a blur, rapidly ascending the staircase, a shotgun dangling in one hand. The left hand sort of snatches out, grabs the innocently hovering rock. It's not a load-bearing item. Doesn't immediately collapse. No sort of recognition. Not that Theo is pausing for it. He is hauling ass right the fuck down the staircase. Let's move!
Okay, I'm going to attempt to haul David's body with me.
That's fine. There's going to be no need for a roll for that. We'll go ahead and say that, with determination grit here, you're going to succeed on this front. Theo ends up rushing ahead, the shotgun sort of sweeping out in a single hand. He's got the left hand clenching the void rock. Jordan ends up...
I can't control his character anymore.
That's fine. I'll go ahead and drag him along, and you all fucking book it for the mansion door. And are not stopped. It definitely seems as if the battle waging outside, in the sort of like massive cavern area, has gotten worse. But nothing appears to notice you or stop you in any way, shape, or form, and you all make it back into the elevator shaft.
I don't suppose any of you guys know how to hire an elevator.
Now, the elevator hasn't moved. The bottom of it's still 50 feet above you. Theo looks up. Well, we got a few options from the looks of the things. You said this item, you've seen it firsthand, that it can bring back someone. It's brought back David before. We could try doing that again. Or we can leave him to a natural torpor and just haul his body the rest of the way out of here.
Problem is, if drop it halfway up.
Well, it'd be bashing damage, not lethal, so it wouldn't final kill him, I don't think. But,
It can.
Well, it was
It
only
rounds up.
lethal. I thought.
It can bleed up.
He's not going to die as a result of all the lethal damage. He can slowly, heal himself back up using his blood pool.
He wouldn't die, but if he ran out of blood and he took bashing damage, yeah, he could die. But
No,
I would not.
it would have to be an absolutely massive amount of bashing or lethal damage by
No,
how the
yeah.
Vampire the Masquerade 20th Anniversary Edition rules work. We discussed this like 12 weeks ago.
Yeah, 20th anniversary did away with the rounding up damage.
I keep thinking back to New World of Darkness. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So we could drop him a few times from the top and probably wouldn't kill him.
And it might be hilarious, but I wouldn't use the rock on him. If he's going through the same thing I'm going through because of that thing, no.
Yeah, let's avoid using the rock until we drop him for like the third time.
Sorry about all the broken bones, but we need you to be awake now.
The rope is still dangling there and everything. The elevator's still in the same position. Like, all right then. Attach his body to the rope and haul him up to me. And then Theo does the same sort of fucking ninja shit you saw him do on the way down, only he bounces from the walls and ends up ascending back to the top of the elevator.
Yeah, and they hoist his body, they tie his, well, Marcus is going to tie his body up in the rope and say he's ready to go.
Alright, Theo manages to hoist Aaron's torpored body up to him.
Okay, Byron, Joseph, you go next.
All right, well, Byron will go. What's the check for that? I'm guessing it's a strength check.
I thought it was like dexterity plus athletics.
Yeah, for the purposes of climbing, we'll say dexterity plus athletics. Difficulty 6. But all the boosting that you've done will still apply to your dice rolls.
And I'm still hurt, so -1 for.
Yeah.
Well, looks like that'll do it.
You needed 3 successes, you got 5. Byron has a far more graceful ascent than he did with a descent.
He might have learned a thing or two about climbing ropes.
He has a talent for running away.
There you go. Well, he did live in France. Well, I mean, Luxembourg, whatever.
I'm going to go ahead and heal my damage before climbing.
Okay. That is 2 successes. Go ahead and give me another dexterity plus athletics. Joseph makes it up.
Yeah, I'm up.
Okay. So here you all are now standing at the top of the elevator, looking all the way up. It's a lot more than 50 feet. Theo goes, I didn't want to think about this. Ding! The elevator below you, and what seems to be a curious, perhaps even a lucky coincidence, flickers back to life. And, sort of unstably, it begins the process of doing what it was doing, going down to the bottom of the shaft.
Well, we'll see if anyone gets in, and then we'll deal with it with that if it comes to that.
Theo sort of looks down the hole in the paneling, shoulders Aaron's bulk, and hops right on down into the
Marcus will
elevator.
follow behind.
Joseph will do the same and get his gun out and point it at the door in case anything comes up to it.
I'm ready to ask more questions.
Theo sort of looks at all of you, shrugs, presses the up button on the elevator. Did it rise? That's fine.
Are we going up?
Yeah, we're going up. And elevator, the doors did open there. It's pried open they apparently still functional. Yeah, it still looks like a war zone down there. The elevator doors close again. The elevator begins its slow ascent. About 3 minutes pass. 3 on edge minutes.
I'm half expecting this thing just to run out of power and then start to drop again and just be like, well, we tried.
Ding! Elevator doors slide open. You've reached the landing. No one's there. Theo shotgun in hand, the rock in the other hand. Aaron sort of shouldered, peers out.
I'll take that corpse off your hands, Theo.
Theo nods. Let's Marcus do that. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Theo begins a rapid ascent up the spiral staircase.
I'm following as fast as I can, but I'm hauling a slightly dead corpse.
Joseph will...
It's only mostly dead.
Byron follows on.
The rest of the ascent, there is no further incident. The coterie has reached the end. Basically, they're now inside the interior of that maintenance shack there in Central Park now. Checking the time, it seems that you all were definitely down there going slow and everything for about an hour and a half now. It's currently 1:44 in the morning. No other slotches, no hellhounds, no enemy vampires, no Sevalod. Nothing.
So, Joseph, you want to hold on to this again?
Yeah, I will. Sid, I actually have a little thing I have to take care of.
That's fine. Theo, being his cautious self, because he's the goddamn Archon, opens the door to the shack, peering outside, the shotgun sweeping. The eyes, staring, free from the burden of the broken sunglasses. Looks clear, gentlemen.
Byron will nod and take off the... I think that's a failure.
Whatever he's playing, it failed.
Joseph begins making slashes.
But yeah, he'll take off the night vision glasses and he'll sigh and say to the Archon, it's like, I'd like to say it's been fun. At least we got out mostly intact, and he'll just walk out the door.
Marcus will follow afterwards, but I'm just checking to see how long David's in torpor.
Said, no, go ahead and, Theo will actually stop Marcus. He'll extend the shotgun to block Marcus's path.
Ja.
Theo actually, at a rare moment, cracks a smile at Marcus. I knew you had it in you. You did good.
I've always been trying to do good. Just sometimes I fail at it.
It definitely is impressive seeing what you can do once you've crawled out of a bottle, Marcus Paulson.
Marcus will just chuckle at that.
Leave the sewer rat with me.
As long as you take care of him. That's the last thing I need on my conscience is David Green disappearing.
Theo arches a brow. 1.
No offense.
Nosferatu always disappear. 2. I'm the motherfucking Archon of the entire goddamn eastern seaboard.
You got me there. I'm just a little on edge, okay? Marcus will hand over the mostly dead corpse.
Theo nods. Go on, get out of here, wash up.
Yeah. Marcus will probably be hitching a ride with Joseph or Byron.
Suppose we'll go ahead and...
Whoever has a car and was willing to take him.
The person who ended up bringing the car here was Joseph. And Sean currently stepped away.
Yeah, well, Byron's, I'm just going to guess his clothes are ripped to shreds, so he's going to want to ride it a non-public manner.
Yeah, Byron looks like hell.
Marcus looks like hell, but then again, this is just fashion for him.
Yeah, he'd fit right in on the punk scene, for real.
We'll actually go ahead and say that Joseph ends up nodding and leaving without further incident. The three of you all end up making your way towards Joseph's car, which it turns out, Rain's still waiting there. Hey Aaron, you around?
I sure am.
Theo watches Joseph, Marcus, Byron walk away. Looks over at the incapacitated body of David. Motherfucker. Drops the shotgun, and then there's a sort of dramatic moment where Theo takes this ink black oozing rock, which has been bleeding in his hand this entire time for at least a dozen minutes, and ends up finding some passage through David's obviously ripped and torn clothes, and jams the rock straight against David's chest. Aaron, go ahead and roll a 1d10 for me. There's a similar process to how David Green ended up arising before, not that long of a time ago after he fought Frosty the Snowman. There's this whole sort of image thing where once again the snowman appears etched in David Green's head, and then it sort of melts away with a sort of perhaps a blocked scream. And David's torso comes swinging up, and with a mighty cough, the ink-black rock is lobbed out of his throat and onto the ground, where Theo Bell ends up picking it back up. You have gained a point of blood in your blood pool. You are also, in your current condition, seriously fucked. In terms of damage.
Well, David will cough hard a few times. Let's see, my blood pool was at 8 out of 15, right?
Yeah, so now it's at 9 out of 15.
Okay. And I'm minus 1 point of damage, right?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and say that, yeah. The ink black rock has apparently, David would notice by the intense amount of pain and sort of like flashbacks to the gleeful Zlotcha as they ripped into him with their mighty bone claws, of the restorative properties having undergone the process once already.
Right. Well, David will finish coughing, then look around.
David Green is currently lying prone within a shack that he will recognize. He walked into this area to get down to the spiral staircase that led to the landing. None of his other coterie members are in sight. However, he has the powerful and mighty Archon Theo Bell, who looks a little damaged, a little scuffed up. He's got it's like gallons of blood are coating his frame and features, but doesn't look like maybe 5% of it is his. His hands are coated with it. The shotgun is smothered with blood.
Alright, well, David's currently at crippled -5, so I'm going to first of all spend a point of blood to be only at mauled -2.
Red. Theo places the rock within his jacket.
Couldn't you have waited until we were somewhere nicer?
Theo thinks about it for a few seconds and like, you're a sewer rat. What the hell am I supposed to do for you?
Oh, God, that's not a pleasant experience.
No, it's what we expected. It's but a good thing that I imagine that was the weakest of Sevalod's arsenal he's had the opportunity to develop over hundreds of years.
No, I meant the rock. It's not a pleasant way to wake back up.
He pauses, as if he's trying to think of something to say, and then merely nods.
Gas grenade work?
I think so. It was difficult for me to tell. It seemed, though, that many of this lodgia had been downed by one particular fire axe.
Marcus make it out of there okay?
You're the only one who went down for keeps.
Seems like a trend around here.
Byron looked like hell, and come to think it, so did the other two. But they weren't knocked out entirely. Those little creatures there, I probably would have experienced them myself, but I was a little busy.
Yeah, they weren't that bad. They just got a couple of really lucky shots. Shrugged off a few of them.
I brought you up for the rest, 'cause I didn't know whether you wanted to be around them after, sort of waves a hand, or if you wanted to do your own Nosferatu thing, or...
Come on. You know me. I do my own thing, not my Nosferatu thing.
Oh, yes. Right, do your own thing, then. I didn't think that you wanted to have company around the process.
David will hold the stone up to Theobald.
He actually ended up grabbing that already to the jacket
gotcha.
pocket. Yep.
I need to go take a fucking shower and hope that Sevalod doesn't survive to take revenge.
And Theo was gonna say, I'd offer you a ride back to your place, but seeing as how you do your own thing and all, maybe you don't want the Archon knowing where you live.
No offense, but I was upset enough when one of the Nosferatu drifted down.
Theo chuckles. Of course.
So, you heading out of town for a few days to go deliver that?
By the looks of things, I'll have to leave this precious little jewel here on the eastern seaboard alone, and hope that everyone can somehow get their shit together, at least for a day.
Yeah, maybe you can stop grinning when you say it.
If you would just hold down the homestead for me while I'm gone, David Green.
I mean, I'll tell you whatever lies you want to hear.
Oh, I bet you would. Sort of does a lighter voice.
Oh no, Archon, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. We're gonna look over the city just fine.
I mean, probably keep at least one of the burrows intact. That's something, right?
Think you need to first worry about keeping yourself intact.
Yeah, no kidding. Still, I'm glad everyone made it out okay.
Nods. The fallout remains to be seen from what happened, but all things said, we ended up getting what the mission was for. He shrugs. Everything else. Sort of the cherry on top, I think it is.
And, none of them turned, right? There's no betrayal?
Theo shakes his head. No, if there was going to be a time for betrayal, it would have been when Joseph tried to run or Marcus took advantage of Byron's limited condition. The only one who ended up doing anything was Kadir. There is a stern frown on Theo's face. Well, off I go. You can linger around here if you want. Think David Green thinks.
Wait, Kadir, he was there.
Theo nods.
What happened?
He stopped being there.
He didn't deserve what happened to him.
Theo gets a curious look on his face and leans a bit closer to David Green. The sunglasses have been broken off, so it's just Theo's, a face here, and he says a curious thing. He says, "Neither did you, David Green."
Like, does his voice change like that, too?
Yeah.
Well, David's gonna look surprised.
And in that moment of surprise there, the Archon turns his back, disappears out of sight.
David's going to make his way, slowly, back to his haven, incredibly unsettled. It's time to take a motherfucking shower.
You back yet, Sean? Alright, well, I'm just gonna end up ruling that, you all are eventually ended up delivered back to your havens, and you all can discuss, things more. We've gone 6.5 hours in this session. The session is over.
Sounds good. I mean, the first thing Byron's going to do is go into Evelyn and say, hey, you know that container of blood I gave you? Yeah, give me that back for a second.
Marcus is still going to be staying at Joseph's church, I assume?
For tonight.
Alright, and you four as players can end up discussing more about when you'd want the next session to start and give yourselves and each other like a rub down of things, and talk about what's happened and how you feel about things going forward as, your characters and when you want to begin the next session. Each of you will go ahead and earn 3 experience points due to the length of the session and the character development happened and surviving the combat situation. We'll go ahead and say that you're going to be allowed to spend the experience points. Although I would be interested to see when the next session will end up beginning, whether it takes place in the next night or however long you folks want to end up waiting for it. Beyond that, we are done. Do you players who here have any questions or any thoughts that you want to share about the session, or any thoughts that your characters have about how the session
Sorry, I just want to be certain here. Us as a party are now, well, the 3 of us that saw the High Regent, are we owed a favor from them?
The High Regent did say that there might be an opportunity there, like something that you could ask of the Tremere. in exchange for your knowledge.
Okay, and we're definitely owed a favor of some sort, or something from the Camarilla as a whole.
Yeah, certainly Theo Bell will probably be the one who bestows this. There's not going to be a whole lot of talk about the fact that you folks dipped down into the, fucking, Sevalod Cervini's domain to retrieve an artifact before the Tremere say could get their hands on it. The Tremere, knowing this, might end up being a little bit upset about that.
Right, I think it's more that we're owed a favor by the Justicar and his Archons. In general.
It's a favor. It's a boon, and we can use that for stuff.
What this has ended up resulting in is the four of you have all gained a point of status. Having through the process these past 15 chapters, you have definitely developed a reputation as competent and capable individuals, even Byron.
Oh my gosh.
Byron, in addition, loses his the stigma that has a bit revolved around him as a result of him being unconvinced whenever he first arrived in New York City.
Ooh, fantastic. Do we?
So isn't more in general, we're more among the Camarilla, we're just more well known now?
You certainly have over the past 15 chapters. I mean, the fact that you've owned and controlled the neighborhood of Astoria for all this time, and there's no doubt that, with all these rumors floating around, your four names have been attached to a most curious string of coincidences. And with your actions, you've definitely caught the attention of a powerful person in the Archon, as well as perhaps earned the begrudging favor, or at least acknowledgement, and maybe even a slight bit of acceptance from older vampires as a result.
For example, or at least David is friendly with Carter Vanderweyden. Valentine and Byron both know each other. The Tremere have been grateful to us on more than one occasion. David has started getting to know Gerard and has talked directly to Marlena and gotten to know the Gangrel. We're owed a favor by the Archon and have done him favors as well. Just all sorts of shit has gone on with us. If we actively spent some time properly gathering and building our reputations, we could probably take it even further.
And while the allies section is, say, devoted like, say, mortals, and Theobel's not a mortal, and the mentors thing, he's not going to be sticking around to, fucking mentor you guys, it's fair to say that you have, through your actions here, by his request, established a strong friendship, and with a vast amount of respect from the Archon Theobel.
So yeah, if we actually, spent a month of downtime actively trying to build up our reputation status, we might pull that shit further, who knows? We've been busy.
As a final result for this, before I finish off handing the rewards, all of your characters, individually, regardless of how many of this you may have already had, gain a dot of resources. Personally. No matter how many resources you may have personally already had, you gain another one. This ends up being a mixture of the most curious string of coincidences that ends up going about, and suddenly, I have money. Stock options of be short, The Stemma bank account, my goodness.
What happens if I instead just devote all of that towards the Majestic project?
It might actually get done sometime this year.
I mean, that's what Marcus was going to do, because Marcus is like, yeah, I'm not getting an apartment. I'm just going to try to get this place.
You can
Okay,
certainly sacrifice all of that if you so wish and put into the Majestic.
Yeah, instead of taking that dot of resources now, I'm instead going to just invest all of that towards the Majestic project in the hopes that there will be a better payoff down the road.
Okay, that's fine. Certainly do that as well.
Would that just add to the coterie pool then?
No.
No. This would more speed the investment along.
Yes.
Ideally, the Majestic will eventually increase the coterie resources. But, yeah, I mean, I would just be going from resources 0 to resources 1. So,
Same
this
here.
seems
I
like
mean,
a much better use of all of those opportunities.
Right now this is like the Majestic's like a massive money sink. Like, you would not have had the money to buy everything you got from Match were it not for Theo Bell covering that.
to be fair, the only item we used was an axe.
There are 2 tear gas grenades that were also used.
So I'm putting all of those opportunities, all of those resources directly towards the Majestic.
Okay.
Much better use of my money.
Same here. I mean, I'm basically living in the Majestic, and the more money and the more, crap we have there, the better it is.
Okay.
As for what we're going to do next, I don't know. Politics are not my forte.
Would this situation, with David pursuing what he thinks is right and just, and ending up profiting for it, count as his idealism having been rewarded?